Hey, happy Monday. I hope everybody survived the intro. Again, we'll have a quieter one coming up here soon. Thanks for sticking it out with us. Episode 24. It's our first anything meat related episode, I think. Was that right?
I think so.
Yeah.
We've done seltzers before we hit up mead, so hey, go us. Today we're talking with Thom McGuire from Norse Nectar Meadery in Kalamazoo, Michigan here, where we are basically all close to, at least. It's kind of our central hub, I guess. So I'm going to bring Thom on and maybe have him kind of explain what he does with Norse Nectar. So, hey, Thom.
Hey,
how's it going, man?
It's going good.
To the show.
Yeah. Thanks for coming out with us this week. We're always appreciative when we have, awesome people on board. So it makes drinking on a Monday much more fun. And maybe even before we get into you, because I'm thirsty and I want to drink while I hear you talk about your beautiful stuff. I think we chose to start off with one year Meads. It's a blueberry apple mead aged in bourbon barrels, whiskey barrels. How dare I? So it doesn't have a name right now, right?
But yes, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, going forward, it has a name. Officially November 1st, everything got rebranded. I just didn't have the bottles ready for you guys, so I got you the old bottles.
Okay. And when we can talk about why that rebranding happened and stuff too, probably like what Norse Nectar is. But who are you?
Who am I? I am the COO of American Brewers Inc., which is the overarching body that holds the liquor license for Norse Nectar Meadery, City Union Brewery, and soon to be Inniscalon Distillery.
So that's going to be all, as I understand it, like I don't want to call it a strip mall, but all in one facility, sort of.
Right.
One
industrial building.
Yeah.
And on the outskirts of Kalamazoo, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, we're 7 minutes from downtown, but I guess that's the outskirts when you live in Kalamazoo.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So what's the deal with Norse Nectar Meadery then? What are we drinking if everything's sort of new?
So the blueberry apple barrel aged was actually a confliction product, which was the meadery that was part of American Brewers before we took over. And we have reformulated it a little bit. It's got a different kind of blueberry in it than it had before. So it's a little bit sweeter of a product than it was originally. It was a little bit drier before.
What's coming next, or what's in the glass here?
What you have right now is the reformulated version. Yep.
Oh, okay.
So, yep. I reformulated this, 3 or 4 months ago. And we had run out, so I had to make more.
Nice.
Always a good thing.
So what's you've mentioned the American Brewers. What is that, and how does it interact with Confliction or now Norse Nectar? Or
so American Brewers Inc. is it holds the liquor license. So I'm actually the COO and vice president of the board of directors of American Brewers Inc. Norse Nectar is basically like a DBA of American Brewers, as is City Union Brewery, as is Inniscalon Distillery. So we chose to go 3 different directions with those because they're 3 very distinct kind of products. Rather than having one name and saying, oh, it's all Norse Nectar, and here's our Norse Nectar beers, and here's our Norse Nectar mead, and here's our Norse Nectar rye whiskey or whatever. It just made sense to have those distinguishable. Plus, it gives us way more merch.
right.
Yeah. and new logos and everything.
Right.
Speaking of,
Hell yeah.
You have the new logo for the blueberry, right?
Yes, the Scotty, which is
Putting that on.
Is that what that is? Okay, cool.
That is indeed it. Yep. So that's
what we're drinking right now.
Label. Yep.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, it's super nice. Is is the label actually going to be white on the bottle too, like that?
It is not. The label's going to be
Okay.
clear, and the black lettering will be inversed into white.
Hmm.
So you'll actually be able to see it through the bottle. If you want to go back out, because I know how StreamYard works.
Whoops.
One at a time.
Basically 500 mil or 16.9 ounce beer bottles. That has been what they have been in, but it doesn't look really cool. So we're switching to these bottles where you can see all the way through them. And so that's why we're going with the clear label, so you can actually see the color of the mead all the way through it. And they're corked and will be waxed. And then we'll have our Norse Nectar seal on the top of the wax.
That's awesome.
That sounds, yeah.
Trying to fancy it up a bit.
Clear.
Yeah.
I before you guys really started opening your tap room, my sort of experience with mead has been I don't know, like really, and I'm not saying it's you're cheap. I'm just saying like it's you have beer prices for mead, which I'm not used to. Like sometimes you're paying upwards of like $20-$30 for like heavily fruited meads and stuff, and these are I don't know what to call this, but like more. It's like refined. I don't know. It's like
I get that.
It's complex, I guess. It's not like one up front with like one flavor or anything like that. Like the blueberry and the barrel and like the whiskey and stuff all come through. It's really nice.
We had a one of our distributors. I sat down with them to pitch them the product, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't really like mead, just so you know." And it was 2 sommeliers, and so they pulled the whole swirling it around and smell the whole sommelier thing.
Yeah.
And the guy put down the first glass and he goes, "You all have made a sophisticated adult beverage." And that's because it's mead. Like sophisticated adult beverages is what meads are supposed to be.
So, and I'm sure everybody that's listening probably knows what mead is, but do you want to like give us a quick explanation? Like,
sure, mead is any product that is fermented with at least 51% of the fermentables being honey.
Okay. And so you just ferment honey and do a bunch of cool shit with it.
Right.
Didn't you name the show Bee Vomit?
Yeah, fermented bee vomit. Yeah.
Exactly what it is. Fermented bee vomit.
Tasty bee vomit.
So obviously this was aged in whiskey barrels and has like blueberries added. Did you guys ever plan on doing like traditionals or anything like that, or is that just not like a big seller? Or
we're working on a traditional right now. Getting ready to put honey in a fermenter for that in the next week or so. And that's going to be, because we're going with Norse names on everything, that'll be known as the Bifrost. Nice. And the reason being is that with that one here at the tap room at Valhalla, we'll actually have different flavorings that you can flavor it yourself. You can get to where you want to go. So that's why we named it the Bifrost, is that you get to pick where you want to go with it.
Huh.
So what are you guys going to do with the different flavor? Like, I'm just curious. I'm thinking about doing something similar with seltzers in my own home bar. Yep. So you're using like Torini syrups or something like that?
Amaretti. Yeah.
Amaretti. Perfect.
Yep, using Amaretti because they have a lot of different stuff. And
great flavors. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. And lots of them. I mean, there's so many Amaretti flavors. So yeah, and they come with a pump. So I'm like, that's a great thing. That's perfect.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, speaking of like doing like, I don't want to say like weird shit with mead, but like that's not something that I've ever seen done before. When I came in to ask you if you wanted to do the show, you had something cool not cool, actually, the opposite of cool. You had a hot mead drink on.
Yeah. Yeah, so one of the things we'll be tasting today is our apple cinnamon vanilla, and I put it into a percolator coffee pot that holds 45 cups and added a bunch of wassail spices or mulling spices, and heated it up and added a little bit of extra honey to kind of kick it up on the sweetness level a little bit. And it was freaking delicious. So we sold 45 cups of it Saturday. So
Yeah,
sold out of a 45 cup pot in one day.
I had one and it was dangerous. Like if you guys like mulled wine, like that's probably the mead to use to like make it, and it's just as like reasonable as probably like a whatever other wine you'd want to use to make a mulled wine or something like that.
Right. Yeah, it's the same concept behind it. And most of our meads are 14%, so you're getting a pretty high ABV mead, as Jason knows.
Like we all haven't gotten drunk at a bar at some point. Whatever. Did we hug, Tom? I can't remember.
No, I didn't get that far. So I think you were good. I was more worried about you falling down occasionally, but
I'm a big boy.
The good news is I had a DD, so I was fine. I'm like, all right, keep serving them. He's got a driver. We're good.
Are you gonna do all your meads like in barrels, or is it just kind of?
No, we're not
what
going
you
to
feel
all
or
barrels. We've got one that we'll be having today that's not barrel. Actually, 3 of them aren't barrel aged.
Okay, cool.
So the mango habanero, the blueberry quote unquote strange, which is name is changed. You'll see that soon. And the apple cinnamon vanilla are not barrel aged. So just the blueberry barrel aged and the green apple are. And we'll continue that trend where we'll do some that are barrel aged and some that aren't.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I guess I can imagine it takes a while to turn around anything that's barrel aged. So you gotta play in that.
Right. You gotta figure you're 4 months in fermenting it, and then you're a month once you've added your secondaries into it for flavor. And then if you barrel age it, you're a year. So you're a year and a half in before you can release a product.
How, like, as far as like your system goes and like your fermenters and stuff, like what's your capacity for like fermenting meat and stuff where you're at?
Let's see. We have 12 500-gallon fermenters, 2 1,500-gallon fermenters.
You use those just for mead?
Yeah, pretty much.
Jesus.
I've got a lot of mead.
I've got 8 250-gallon fermenters and about 16 to 1,800-gallon fermenters.
Wow, those are some busy bees.
Yeah, and it's well, we go through 24,000 pounds of honey a year.
Wow.
So yeah, I guess that. So you're doing a lot of distribution then, right? Because
we are.
You only just opened the tap room.
Yeah, the distribution's been going since 2012 with the previous owner.
Okay.
And that's how long American Brewers and the Meadery have been around under the Confliction name. We took over. Let's see. We started the process in 2018. It became official like November of last year. And then February of this year, we bought the entire building that we're in.
Oh, congratulations.
So thanks. Yeah, we went from about 8,000 square foot brewery to owning a 14,000 square foot building, which is nice because it's allowing us to expand and do a distillery and move our brewing room from being a room to actually being an actual brewery space.
Yeah, cool. Rather
than just a little room that's doing a 1-barrel system to actually getting a couple of 3-barrel systems running at the same time.
Do you guys have now we mentioned this is this what we're drinking right now is whiskey barrel.
Yep.
Do you have plans to do like other barrels like rum or tequila or anything like that?
Yeah, I've actually got a mead I'm working on right now that we're going to call Kavasir, which is the mead of poetry in Norse mythology. And that is a blood orange and lime mead with agave syrup. And yes, I will be aging that in tequila barrels.
Awesome. That sounds
ridiculous.
Awesome. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, everything's very experimental and fun and cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. We just started, I just ordered a couple of 7-barrel fermenters or 7-gallon fermenters. So I could do like really like test batches, try a bunch of weird stuff and, screw it up and not care about pouring it out.
Because I suppose fucking up 500 gallons of honey isn't super
Yeah.
fun.
It's not a great experience, especially, the 500 gallons aren't terrible, but a 1,500 gallon batch, that adds up pretty damn quick.
Do you use the 1,500 gallon ones for like the big sellers and stuff like that? I mean, obviously, I have shit that's not in bottles that you didn't give us and stuff.
Right.
But.
Yeah. So we do 2 base batches in there. So we do a honey apple cider base batch of about 1,300 gallons and a honey maple syrup base batch of about 1,300 gallons. And then we split those into 500-gallon fermenters and add different flavors to them. And we branch off of that. In the past, so Confliction did everything with what's known as a baker's blend honey. So it's a little bit of honey from everywhere, all mixed together. So you get a very standard flavor, and all the products always taste the same, which is great for
baking
standard products, right? For duplicating it and making it the same every time. But we're going to start doing a lot of varietal stuff. So I currently have a coffee mead I'm working on, where the honey came from Guatemala, from the same farm that the coffee came from. And so they pollinate the same coffee trees that the coffee came from.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And so the coffee already, or the mead without any coffee added, already has a coffee flavor and a lot of tropics in it. So it should be delicious, and we're going to serve that here only on tap on nitro. So it's going to be like a nitro cold brew coffee,
Right.
14%.
Never had nitro meat. Is that how high in ABV?
14.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's really cool. So with the varietals, like as I understand it, like an orange blossom mead comes from, like a apiary that's mostly located around like,
Orange
trees and
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
Yeah, and the same with like other plants and stuff, star thistles and stuff.
Yep.
So okay, I just kind of wanted to throw that out there, like what like a honey varietal is, because some people like if you go to like a small grocery store, even maybe like Harding sometimes has this, like you can sometimes see a bunch of different honeys, and some are like really dark and really light and stuff, and it has a lot to do with like where that honey came from and the flowers next to it, right?
What the bees are pollinating exactly changes what the honey looks like, and what it tastes like significantly. Yeah. So we have a honey that we got from a local guy here that tastes like he doesn't know what his bees pollinate. He just has, like 10 hives in 2 different locations in the Kalamazoo area. And the honey tastes like honeysuckle. So it's a very light color of honey. It has that honeysuckle kind of flavor to it. And so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to be able to pair with that. He's got about 400 gallons that he can get us. 400 pounds, not 400 gallons. That'd be 400 pounds of it that he can get to us. So, I mean, because we talk pounds and most people are used to gallons, 12 pounds of honey equals 1 gallon of honey.
Okay.
Honey weight. So like if you buy apple cider in a gallon thing, it weighs about 8 pounds. So we're getting a third more in weight.
When you say you have like 500-gallon fermenters, so that's like 5,000, 250-ish like pounds or something.
If we used honey all the way through it.
Oh, right, water and shit. Yeah.
Okay. So, there's this whole thing with adding water to it and yeast and maybe other things. So our 1,300-gallon fermenters use 220 gallons of honey. And then we added 156 gallons of apple cider. And then we filled it to 1,300 gallons with water and then put yeast in it. And that's what made it
coming up on like
you're doing right now.
That's cool.
What?
Oh, I said you still have to be coming up on tons and tons of weight.
Oh, yeah.
How do you move that stuff?
We have forklifts.
Yeah, I guess.
Because they come in so they come in 250 gallon containers, which weigh 3,300 pounds a piece roughly.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have to have a fairly hefty forklift, and I've moved them on a pallet jack. It is not fun.
Yeah, I could
Because you're
imagine.
putting everything into it to get it moving.
Are those even rated for that much?
No, not really.
Looks like we got a question real quick.
Yeah, and I was gonna.
Got a couple.
Oh yeah, Alyssa had one too.
Braggots and Broshet, yes. We are going to be doing those. So the problem with doing those commercially is you literally have to have both a small winery license or a winery license and a brewery license in order to do braggots. But we have both of those, so we're able to pull that off.
So real quick, can you go into detail on what's a braggot and what's a brochet for those that may not know?
The brochet, I don't know if I could tell you off the top of my head. Braggots are when you're adding hops to things. The problem is there's like 37 different kinds of things.
Yeah.
And there are not. Somebody do a quick Google search. There are not.
Always.
Mead is not its own category according to the U.S. government. So we actually have to put on all of our bottles that we're a honey wine rather than a mead, which kind of screws up how we do things. So like the majority of what we're drinking tonight are melomels, which are kind of mead, right? So it's fruit added after fermentation. So yeah, Broshet is basically taking your honey and kind of scorching it. So that it caramelizes. Yes, we'll do that as well.
You like burnt marshmallow flavors after it ages out and stuff. And yeah, I've heard. I haven't done one, but yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm working on a graham cracker, toasted marshmallow, and chocolate mead.
That sounds wonderful.
Yes, please. Yeah, that kind of fits Alyssa's question. I mean, it's not super. It's more of like a fall maybe flavor, but I'm gonna crack open the blueberry strange, maybe.
Okay.
Now
the rest of this then.
No, it's fine. I've been making you talk.
There it goes.
My cheeks are already warm.
Spirited.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how my night at the meadery went wrong, Tom.
The good news is I have a DP tonight. The wife is coming to get me. So,
yeah, she's asking if you have anything for the holidays.
Yeah, so we're actually currently working on a product that we were hoping to release on December 6th, but due to the new COVID rules in Michigan, we will not be open December 6th. We won't be open until December 10th, unless something else happens in between, but product will be available December. The new product is basically our apple vanilla cinnamon. So we have an apple cinnamon vanilla, which is more cinnamon forward. And then we have an apple vanilla cinnamon vanilla forward.
Are those going to have names to distinguish them, or?
Well, the apple vanilla cinnamon is going away.
Oh, okay.
And so I've actually, because mead is different than beer, I can re-pour it out of bottles back into a fermenter and make something else out of it. Because it's honey based, so it's good for like 40 years. Because honey never goes bad.
Right.
So I re-poured that today, and we are making what is going to be known as Krampus. So I was hoping to release it on Krampus Nacht, but we'll be closed.
What's Krampus Nacht?
So, you know who Krampus is?
I'm familiar with the idea of Krampus, I think.
So Krampus is basically the German version of Bad Santa, basically. He whips children who are bad rather than giving good things to children who are good.
Yeah.
So basically. So
it's the 2020 of Santas.
Right, yeah, it's the 20. Krampus has actually become really big. Like when I was a kid, nobody ever even freaking knew who Krampus was. If you can't tell by the beard, I'm old. But this is a, just a new way to kind of celebrate the Christmas holiday. As somebody who doesn't fall into the quote unquote Christian realm of things, Krampus makes more sense to me.
It's your business. You do what you want. Yeah.
So Krampus will be a mulled wine, basically. We'll have it on tap cold. We'll have it here warm. The goal is you take it home with you and heat it up in your own home in a crock pot or whatever. So
awesome.
Cool.
So December 6th, that should be ready. I actually poured the product today and started mulling it. So we should be good.
Man, that sounds good. And yeah, I mentioned before we started on that I was opening a new bottle. This is Blueberry Strange. So it's what you call it, a blueberry sizer or something? It's blueberry apple.
Blueberry apple, yep. So it's, I mean, you have to call it a melomel because we added a flavor after the apple.
Okay.
So a sizer would be straight apple.
Okay.
But this, again, is changing names. And so this one will be Dag the Wise will be the new name for it. So there you go. Yep.
It's so cool.
So the labels all have kind of the same look. They're black and white line drawings on top of a color with a background. So
who is Dag?
So Dag the Wise was actually a part of Norse mythology. He's mentioned in the Prose Edda. And though he was not a god, he was somebody who was a great warrior. And so you would find him in Valhalla today.
What's the significance of the bird?
I wish I knew.
Okay, I wasn't sure. There was a story there.
I'm sure there is.
A peaceful warrior.
But for the life of me, I basically downed that entire bottle of BBA, of the Scotty. So, the story gets less as the time goes on.
My cheeks are already warm, man. We're just like one in, basically.
Yeah. Well, now the good news is the Dag the Wise is only at 10%.
I saw that. I was going to make comment on that.
Yep. 10% not barrel aged, and by far the sweetest product we make.
I was just going to say it's sweet. The apple actually really comes through.
Yeah.
If I think this is the first time that I've had some of these, maybe that I've not been so super distracted, like talking and stuff, that I've been able to appreciate the flavor a lot more. It's
or not so drunk that you don't remember that you had them.
Not yet, at least.
Yeah. That's for we'll call it 8:15. Yeah, it's delicious, really. Is this a like a re? I don't know.
So I redid the blueberry in this as well.
Recipe. Okay, cool.
Oh, I guess.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there's the answer for it.
Wikipedia's got me. Dad could understand birds.
Brandon,
they were his
for the win.
That's amazing.
Thank you, Brandon.
Brandon's in our homebrew club, Keepers of Craft, and is probably one of the smartest, coolest guys. He joins us every week and calls us out on our bullshit and researches shit for us.
Poking around in Facebook land the other day, I saw a spot where I could actually start using like the tags and the labels, for people, the badges, and I skipped right by it. Now I'm been digging through Facebook trying to find it so I can make Brandon a goddamn super fan or top fan or whatever the fuck it is. He's the one that's here all the time. So Brandon, something's coming as soon as I can figure it out, buddy.
Oh yeah, that's I can show you how to do that.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Because I mean, just to bring up the other shit I do. So besides the fact that I'm here, every other Tuesday I do a YouTube podcast, oddly enough, using the same software you guys are using, called Three Pagans on Tap. And it's myself, a guy named Sarenth Odinson, and a guy named Malik Odinson. And we talk about different alcohols and how they affect our spiritual paths. We're actually on tomorrow night. doing that, and we're doing divination. If you don't know what divination is, feel free to look it up. But it's basically foretelling the future, but we're doing it by beer foam. So we're actually literally like pouring beers and reading what the foam says.
Sounds like my jam.
And Brian will be joining us on that episode as well. So feel free to jump on for that. So look for Three Pagans on Tap on Facebook and or YouTube.
Do we have a link we can?
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll throw it on Facebook afterwards, because if we throw it in chat right now, it doesn't create like a hyperlink.
Yeah.
It gets lost and shit. So I'll create a new post.
Yep. And then I also do a podcast with my wife and my oldest kid called Three Pagans and a Cat. And that is literally just talking about paganism every Sunday night.
We'll link that too. Yeah.
Up on 3 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
are both of those live streams, or are they just podcasts?
So, Three Pagans and a Cat is a podcast. If people join at a certain Patreon level, they can actually watch us live.
Okay.
Through Vocal, which is a plugin for Patreon. Where people can watch that live, but it's super interesting. And about twice a year, we do a drunk divination episode where we get absolutely hammered and read people's fortunes. Basically,
I was going to say, is that not what tomorrow is? Or
yeah, it is. We're not calling it a drunk divination episode on Three Pagans on Tap, because that's something that has become a Three Pagans and a Cat kind of staple. Yeah. So.
Thanks.
Yeah, Drew said top fan unite, so you all need to make sure you get that whole top fan thing going.
Yeah.
Drew's on every week too. I'd call Shayna out too. She listens in every week too, but she's
sometimes you can see her in the background.
Yeah.
She's required listening. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that a badge? Can we give her that one?
If I can edit
about my malt beat, so 741. Brian and Shayna are actually here at least once a week, I think.
Roughly, yeah.
And then Josh has been here once. Jordan, you need to get your shit together and get over here.
Yeah, I need to. I'm gonna pull the had a kid. And...
Oh yeah.
All right.
I don't get out. I seriously just do not get out nearly as much as I would have. Brian's put it out on the text thread a few times. They're like, "Hey, we're out at Valhalla. You should come down." And be like, "I'm, elbow deep in a diaper right now, so that's probably not going to happen."
Right.
I can't use that excuse anymore. My kids are now like 30 and 27. So, and I have one who works at Presidential and one who doesn't work. Well, works, but not outside of our house.
But yes, I will make my way down there.
Cool. Look forward to meeting you in person, as well as anybody else who's on the chat. Please, once this freaking, hopefully it only lasts 2 weeks, but once this thing's over, come down. We are well set up for social distancing here at Valhalla.
Yeah, I'd say maybe 8 tables, really far apart. Sanitizer in every table. Yeah,
very nice.
Guys are doing good.
Yeah, we're 8 feet apart on the table, so that even when you're sitting in your chairs, you're at least 6 feet apart.
Cool.
Trying to be good. Contract tracing, everything.
You guys don't have food right now, right?
That is correct. We are bring your own food bar.
Okay.
Do you have plans in the future to offer that? I don't know, maybe if that's a kosher question, but
so no, it's fine. We have a coffee company that's moving in here. Oddly enough, the place where I got the coffee and the honey to make the coffee mead, called Roast Umber.
That's amazing.
And they're moving down from Grand Rapids into our building. And we'll be roasting coffee here and doing cold brew, both on tap and in cans for sale. And they're putting in a commercial kitchen. And so once that happens, we will at least do some food stuffs. I don't know if I want to get into the whole like creating a menu and dealing with all of that.
Fine dining, yeah.
Yeah, fine dining thing. But my son's working at Presidential as a cook, so I have somebody in the family who does it.
There you go. Leverage.
so
I freaking love Presidential's food. So
I do too. He does it to pay the bills until he goes to get his doctorate. But
What's his doctorate going to be in?
anthropology and documentary film at the University of Ireland in Galway.
Whoa, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sweet.
Yeah.
Right on.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's we know we need to do something. We just have to get past all this COVID crap. I'm kind of glad we didn't do it before this.
Yeah.
Because we would have had all these employees that I then could not keep on. So,
Yeah. We'll all make it through. Support your local business. Speaking of, you guys are doing like Growler Films and shit this week, or
yeah, so we are.
Right?
So for the next 3 weeks, you can buy bottles of our product. So the 5 that we're tasting today are all available in bottles. We have several products that we have developed since this, including Loki, Holy Grail, Dark Angel, that are available in Growler Films. You have to use our growlers because of COVID, but we're giving you the growlers for free. So just come in, and the fill, it's Mead, so it's not cheap, but it's $48 for a fill. But that's 64 ounces of Mead.
14% ish.
14%,
Yeah, make for a good night. Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, it's ridiculously cheap. It's about 75 cents an ounce, which is dirt. But yeah, those are all available. So the bottles,
Just trying to figure out what we're going to try to accomplish tonight.
I'm about done. I've been doing. You pick what's next, Jason. But I think what's I mentioned this before we even started the show when we were talking, Tom. Like the great thing about like I guess like a growler of mead or even these bottles, is we're not drinking entire fucking 375s of 14% mead. Because like you can recap them and they're not carbonated. It's like wine. They oxidize slowly. I mean, you can probably drink these over the course of a week and it's still not going to.
Actually, capped, if you cork them, you can get 6 months out of them.
Oh shit!
If you just cover them with like cellophane, then you're going to get about 6 weeks out of them. And unopened, you'll get
6 weeks.
So, unopened on the shelf, they're good for about 30 years or so. Because honey is a natural preservative and never goes bad, and at least 51% of what's in here is honey.
Yeah.
So
let's do
it doesn't go skunky. You don't have those issues that you have with beer.
You're convincing me to make more mead.
Yeah.
I've got a traditional going right now. It's just getting ready to be tossed in the secondary. But
okay. How long has it been
special with it? No, sorry, Tom. Go ahead.
What's that?
How long have you been fermenting it, and what yeast did you use?
Oh man, I'd have to look up the yeast, but it's been going for probably about 2 months right now, and it's primary. It should be coming out right around 7%. I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't recall what yeast I used. I want to say it was a wine yeast, maybe like 1137. That might be it. I use that for a lot of my ciders. I kind of treat it more like a cider and wine than I do any of my beers. But yep. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. So
we normally use Lavin 71B in the majority of our meads.
That might be what it is, because I go between 1137 and 71B for my ciders. So
71B caps out at about 14%, but that usually takes 3.5 months to get there to the 14% before it kind of like is like, all right, screw it, I'm done. Not going to ferment anymore. If you're looking for higher ABV, go with a 1118.
Okay.
You can go up to 20% on that pretty easily.
Ooh.
You could probably get to 22 to 23 without an issue. So something to look into. We actually are making maple wines right now. So no honey at all, just maple syrup being fermented. And
I've got a few bottles of that too. These guys actually drank some. I think it made them go blind. It wasn't very good.
So I've got a maple pecan that's working, and I've got a maple bacon that's going. The maple bacon will end at about 14%. The maple pecan will be about 20.
How are you doing the bacon? Or is that like a trade secret?
You know, I'm oddly enough, I'm doing real bacon. So
okay. All right.
I'm frying it super, super crispy.
Okay.
Like drying it out as much as possible.
Yeah.
Crumbling it and putting it into a fermentable tea bag, so the really big tea bags, and dunking it in there. So, and then skimming it often to get any of the
excess oils
to the top. Yeah. So,
okay.
That's easier for me because I can skim because the holes on my fermenters are huge. Where, you know, if you're doing it at home, you're usually going into something that has a very small spout on it. And that's much harder to do.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm interested. I'm interested. I've told this story a few times. The only beer that I've ever had like a gag reflex, like that's triggered it like that almost made me want to puke, was like I'm not gonna name the brewery, but it was a bacon beer. Yes. And oh man, but I think that they didn't take the same care in skimming off fats and oils and stuff. So
right, which you kind of have to do. I mean, like
it can go rancid.
It's going to start to get skunky really fast. And start to cause issues. So this is something that we'll literally skim off daily.
Yeah, no, it sounds cool. And I think that we had somebody from Oddside on a couple of weeks ago, and I want to say that they. Do you remember if we talked about? Did we talk about hipster brunch stout? Did they use actual bacon? I don't know if we asked them that or not.
No, we did, and they don't. I
okay,
it was a flavoring that they use. Yeah,
right.
That was a good beer.
We try really hard to stay as all natural as possible.
Authentic. Yeah, I get it.
And so, you know, the good news is I'm only doing 160 gallons of this. So if I have to dump it, it's not a big deal. It sounds really, really shitty. But like, it's 160 gallons. If I put it on tap and everybody hates it, I don't have to release it. So, and that gives me a chance to try something else. You know, another way of doing it. So, and going forward, that's what we're doing. So anything new I make will be on tap for at least a year before it's released to retail, whether that be a mead, a beer, or a liquor, because I want to make sure I have it right. And listen, I'm fairly recognizable even with a mask because of this shit. So if you hate something we have, tell me. I really want to know. Because I want to make it better.
I check into my stuff on Untapped, and I see you like toast my shit all the time, so I know at least like
I toast
that stuff. So
yep. If people I read what everybody writes,
if people write reviews there, Yep. What are you opening, Jason?
I got it.
What did you open?
The Green Apple.
Okay.
Aged in whiskey barrels for 18 months. So what's the name of this one going to be?
It is. Hold on, I have to go look and do the screen share thing again.
Let me push the button.
Drew, while I'm opening this, the brewery it was Vacant of Light Stallion Brewery.
So this one's going to be called Finn McCool, which is not a Norse thing.
Who's Finn McCool?
Finn McCool is a Celtic, not god, but Finn McCool was big in the Celtic world. Kind of about the same time the Vikings were around. And I'm Celtic by origin, so I'm Irish. And so I was like, you know, I've got to at least name something Irish in this, and I can't keep doing all this damn North stuff on everything. So I was like, all right, I'll stick Finn McCool on something.
I was like, I guess I'm trying to find my glass, which glass it is I'm supposed to be drinking here. Finn McCool was the giant, right? Part of what
Giant Causeway.
Yeah. I was gonna say I was at Ireland. I was in Ireland a little over a year ago and visited Giant's Causeway.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it was very, very interesting to hear the mythology behind it.
What's Giant's Causeway? I don't know anything about this stuff.
There's if I recall, there's only 2 spots in the world that have these. They're the rock formations that naturally form in hexagons. They're like these weird hexagonal spires.
Yeah.
And there's one at Giant's Causeway in Ireland, and then I think there's one in Scotland as well. And apparently, as the story goes, Finn McCool and I can't recall the name of the Scottish giant would fight amongst one another. Yeah, that's about as far as I can remember right now.
Yep.
I'm sure Brandon will chime in with the entire history. So
probably. Hey, I got a banner finally. I can contribute.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No. So like we named this Finn McCool basically because I'm Irish. The reason why, so I'll go into City Union and Enniskillen really quick, even though we're not drinking anything from them. So City Union Brewery is actually a historic Kalamazoo brewery.
In what way?
It's had 3 names in its life, from 1846 to 1915. It ended as Kalamazoo Brewery. In the middle, it was City Union, and it started as Coolstream Brewery. So we bought the City Union name. It's kind of the one in the middle. It was that name the longest. And I actually found 6 of their original recipes at the library, right before
town.
Yes, in town, in downtown Kalamazoo, and copied them and brought them home. So we'll be able to, as close as we can. We're not going to be able to make them exactly because yeast don't exist from there. There's some malts that don't exist anymore. So we're going to come as close as we can to those, as well as making a bunch of other stuff, like a Scotch ale that we're working on. That'll be a smoky Scotch ale.
Okay.
Everybody makes mistakes. It's okay.
Right.
Jason's real partial to smoke beer.
Jeez. All right. I love Scotch ales.
No, Scotch ales are fine. Scotch ales are
did I say Scotch? I mean, it's smoky. Yeah.
Smoke.
No, it's the smoky. Okay.
Smoke and beer just does not belong, man. But they know that, and that's
malt. Does that help if it's cherry wood?
No.
Okay.
I at one point when Pilot House was the thing, I was at a trade show, hanging out in front of their table, and I tried their malt, and I almost lost it on their table. And I think that was a cherrywood smoked malt anyway.
Did you try the cherrywood smoked malt here?
No. When we were there, I didn't. I think I just tried your honey, or the honey malt. But it was funny at that particular event. I won a bag. Like I'm standing in front of this guy's table, and they're auctioning off shit, and they draw my name, and I win the prize. And the prize was a bag of Pilot House smoked malt. And I turned and looked at this guy, who I almost ralphed on his table, and he's like, "I'll swap it for something else."
And then Enniskillen is the first distillery that was in the village of Bronson, which eventually became Kalamazoo.
I like it around here. Okay, cool.
Yep. So the village of Bronson became the city of Kalamazoo. So Enniskillen was started in 1831 by a guy named Hosea Hudson, who was actually the first village president of the village of Bronson before it became the city of Kalamazoo.
What nationality is that?
So it's Irish, and it's actually the same town that my family is from in Ireland. So my family is from Enniskillen, Ireland, and we have a wee castle there.
Huh.
And so I have
meant to be.
The family, and they've agreed to let me use the wee castle in the advertisement for Enniskillen Distillery. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so which is really cool. So I actually emailed the family and was like, "Hey, can I use this castle picture in this?" And they're like, "Yeah, go ahead."
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
What is Enniskillen? Is that a town or the town?
Enniskillen is a area in County Dundalk in Northern Ireland.
Oh, okay. All right.
And it's so the McGuire clan ruled it until the 1520s. Basically, we were the last Irish family to submit to English rule.
Oh.
So, yeah.
My family comes from County Cavan.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So that's I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but I spent a lot of time in Northern Ireland when I was there. County Cavan's like right on the border of
so
Northern Ireland.
Enniskillen Castle, which is a museum, is actually a McGuire Castle. And 2/3 of its museum, 1/3 of it's still reserved for family. So when we go over with my son to Galway to drop him off for uni, for his doctorate, we're actually going to spend about a week at our castle down there.
That's awesome, man.
Man, the green apple is so dry.
It is really dry, especially coming
is.
from the strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
sucks it all out of my mouth.
The whole thing about, like, I referred to this the other day as desert in your mouth. Not dessert, but desert. Most people's complaints about meads is that they're so sweet they can't handle them. The majority of our meads are semi-sweet to dry.
Okay.
Now we're going to do some dessert meads, which they haven't done in the past, but need to be done. But I mean, this is a very dry mead. If you like a dry white wine, this is the mead for you.
It is. It's like a and so like I'm usually partial to like dry ciders, and like this is like it shares those qualities where it has like the apple, but it's like but it's dry and it'll fuck you up, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. And this is Granny Smith apples from Michigan.
It's dry and it'll fuck you up. Okay.
So
put that on your bottle review.
Apples, and they're from right here in Michigan.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
They're grown here. We try to do everything we absolutely can from Michigan. Beyond that, we try to do everything we can from Kalamazoo. We're a Kalamazoo brewery. We want to be focused on Kalamazoo. Obviously, we release stuff all over the state, but our goal is that Kalamazoo is our home, although I'm new to it, but I really want to help promote Kalamazoo and grow what we do in Kalamazoo. Even in our tap room, we're taking in food donations for a thing called Pagans in Mead, which is a food pantry that's located in our building, which is a food pantry that's available to anyone. Anybody can come and get food, free food, just by emailing.
Does he take like canned food donations and stuff in there?
We do. We take canned food donations. Anything that's not expired food,
non-perishable.
Okay, people can donate. That's for the month of November. In December, we'll be doing Toys for Tots. In January, the American Heart Association. So every month we'll have something that you can donate to. That everything you donate goes directly to that charity, and 10% of our profits also go to that charity.
Awesome.
And then also in December, we'll be announcing our Spirit of Valhalla Award. And that is somebody in Kalamazoo who has made a great advancement in her life after a hardship. And they'll get a gift certificate and, a nice little plaque.
Yeah.
That's a Spirit of Valhalla Award. And that's something we'll do every year.
Cool.
We really want to be Kalamazoo centric. We really want to be Michigan centric. So everything that we can do will be here. Currently, like, our merch is hosted on Redbubble, which is a California company. That will be changing very soon. We're moving to Kalamazoo Sportswear. They do the exact same service, where they offer merch on a print-on-demand service. And so we'll be doing that with them, because I want the money to stay here in Kalamazoo or in Michigan.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I had to get some more water, and you're right.
14% hits you hard, doesn't it?
So
the good news is you guys are at home.
Are you at the meet or the?
I'm at the brewery.
Yeah.
So, well, the wife's
But you have a ride home. Yeah. You said
Yeah.
that. You're fine.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 left.
Yep.
Just trying to make you pound them. That's all.
Hey, I'm already out with the apple. I'm good. I wanted to be fancy as fuck, so I went with wine flutes.
Nice.
I'll pound this. One thing I wanted to ask when you were bringing up the brewery and you found the old recipes, like what kind of recipes? Like
so, 4 of them are lagers. One is a Hefeweizen and one is a Wiesenbach.
Okay.
So
interesting.
Yep. So I don't know if we'll make all 4 of the lagers, but the original brewery was located at the corner of Portage Avenue and Lake Street. Right?
Yeah.
Portage Avenue was or Portage Street? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, Portage. Yeah.
Okay. So it was located at the corner of Portage and Lake. And so our first lager will be Lake Street Lager.
Cool.
And our first porter will be Portage Street Porter. And that's because it's honestly this is where it was located. After it was a brewery, it became the Kalamazoo Creamery. They knocked the building down long before I moved here. But they're currently building a new building there now, and it's called the Creamery. So they're at least seeing what it was last in that building.
What's it going to be? The Creamery, do you know?
So the Creamery is, I believe, the bottom floor is retail, and the top floors will be
apartments and stuff.
Apartments and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Cool. Oh yeah, that's actually I have a friend of ours we know in the running community that works for the architectural firm there, Bice.
There you go.
Doing the Creamery. Yeah, I've seen pictures of this. Yeah, it's going to be apartments and mixed use space. Apartments on the top and storefronts. Yeah, looks really cool.
Yeah, if I had if they had tall enough ceilings, we probably wouldn't have bought this building and we would have moved there. But we need 16-foot ceilings minimum for what we do here. So.
Is that just because like how high or how tall your fermenters are?
Yeah, how tall the fermenters are, and the because of the tower on the distillery, it's going to be super tall. We need those high ceilings for that.
Okay.
And luckily, I have 20-foot ceilings in that part of the building. So
nice.
I've never actually done like a tour of like a proper distillery or anything like that. So that's cool.
Well, there are a couple in town that you could tour.
Yep. Yeah.
But if you wait 6 months, I should be golden. You can just tour here.
I will.
Nice.
You may know somebody here to help you with that.
You can get the inside scoop, Brian. Come on.
Right.
What do we got next? I'm just finishing up green apple. My mouth.
We probably ought to do apple cinnamon vanilla.
That's like.
Should I go microwave it?
No, because I'm not going to. Because the mango is different, so we'll have to do that one last.
Yeah, the mango has the pepper right there, right?
Yeah, it's a little different.
And I'll tell you, Tom, I'm pretty much ran out of questions that we kind of put together before the show started. So
I'm just impressed that I knew before, like 12 hours before, that you wanted to be on the show.
Coming clean. We were gonna have Tom on last week or the week before, and I asked him, and he agreed. And then I got drunk that night, and then I forgot that I asked him. So, thanks, Tom, for coming back to the show.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say it's a struggle. It's trying to get the show booked even the day before the show, right?
I had like 48 hours notice on this bitch, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Occasionally we do okay.
I've got it this time. So, next week we're going to do a style that'll be posted shortly after the show. And in 2 weeks, we'll have Omega yeast on November 30th. So
Lance, the owner.
Very nice.
Lance Shaner from Omega Yeast is going to come on. We're going to talk Omega and learn their history. So 2 weeks in advance, this I think is far out as we've ever been booked before.
Should we spoil our special country star episode, even though we haven't
nailed that down yet. But yeah,
we haven't quite yet. But why not?
We are working on getting one of our Michigan's famous country music stars on to probably go off topic and do like a whiskey episode just for shit.
It probably will be. Yeah. I don't know shit
likely.
about whiskey, and I'm sure he does. So I think that'll be fun.
I'm sure that's just going to be a drunk fest sitting here bullshitting.
I don't know what that's gonna be like.
So I've already done a whiskey episode on Three Pagans on Tap.
How'd it go?
Yeah, and I did it while I was in Traverse City, literally like sitting outside on Grand Traverse Bay. So I'm sure it was gorgeous. I don't remember anything after the first drink. So, and I always like get 5 things. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pick like a shitty one and a good, better, best, and amazing. And I'm like, yep, that's not good.
Sam Ross comments she's one of our contacts for Drew Jacobs. So yeah.
You said yeah. She's setting it up. We're trying to work it out to have Drew Jacobs come on and do an episode with us.
Awesome.
And that'll be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, let me know when you guys do that because I definitely want to watch.
He's a cool dude. I hung out with him once. Yeah, they Sam and her husband Travis do nearly all of his music videos.
Okay.
Their production company is Ripjaw Media. They are phenomenal. I mean, I don't know anything about media companies, but as far as like music videos go, like it's nothing short of what you expect to see on like old MTV, I guess. Before like it's just like it's
when
like,
they actually did music videos. That's what you mean. Yeah.
I mean, it's
so
just
the
like
thing is what looks really cool on CMT.
It's also though Ripjaw Media is who's going to come to our rescue and help us with that terrible fucking intro. And,
Gotcha.
We might even turn the volume down.
Turn the volume down on that a little bit. So super excited to be working with Ripjaw and really appreciate all that they're going to help us do. And especially with the intro to Drew Jacobs. So I was going to make a comment too, just looking at our site tonight and trying to figure out Facebook. We're very close to 200 viewers. I think if the people that are watching that haven't liked, if you haven't liked, go like our page. We'll get up to that 200 mark.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button. Hit the little bell.
I like a little head twitch with that too.
it hurts me to say it. That's why. And then here if we can it's a shameless plug to have Drew Jacobs come on and get us some exposure and hopefully we can drink some whiskey with him and educate him on some beer or brewing someday. But it's just to kind of help us get our name out there a little bit more.
I mean, shit, we'll leave it up to him if he wants to drink beer with us. I'll fucking crush hams or whatever. Like,
whoa, hams.
Hams is the shit, man.
Yeah, I'm the beer snob in the group, I think, probably. So
no, everybody's got to have a macro go-to. There's craft is good, craft is great. Even I know many craft brewers who still have a macro go-to.
Define macro. Does Founders not count?
Bud Miller Coors.
Technically.
Yeah, technically Founders count, so I'm good. I've got a lot of
I guess they do.
Yeah. So
technically.
I think Founders wise, yeah, I'm good. But like, if you want me to drink a Hams or a PBR or a Bud or a Miller, I'm just not that guy. Now, there are some really good brews in England that are macro breweries over there that I love. Okay. Guinness, for instance, which is Ireland. But Newcastle. I love a black and tan done the correct way with Newcastle and Guinness.
Is that the official black and tan?
That's the official black and tan. Yeah, I mean, that's how I actually started with Newcastle and Guinness. So I'm fine with those. But man, like, I don't know, does Yingling count, or are they still a micro?
They're still micro.
No,
I think.
they're not micro. They're craft.
They're craft. Okay, Sam Adams.
Okay. That's just
Sam Adams is craft. So Sam Adams is craft because Sam Adams owns the American Craft Brewers Association. Like that, they are the
Brewers Association. Is
right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's Sam Adams that dictates who is craft and who isn't craft.
But they're Boston beer.
Yeah. But Boston beer is craft because they dictate who.
Every time they make
increase
too
their
many
amount of
barrels in a year,
barrels,
they up
they
it. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. All right, we're making 120,000 barrels now, so that's now craft beer.
Oh, it's
I
think now. I think it's 200,000 maybe or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's some American macros that have their place, and honestly, it's a thing that I think craft breweries and microbreweries need to do more of is doing some good craft lagers. I mean, because lagers have everybody thinks it's Bud Light or it's Budweiser, right. And it's Sex in a Canoe basically, right? And there's no flavor and no life, and we've had some really good ones. In fact, speaking of hams, and a shout out to David Jones, he's in our club and he just brewed a hams clone, which according to him, he just thinks of hams while he's brewing it, but it came out pretty fucking amazing.
I think of hams while I'm brewing it. Shit.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could do that. I may think of Mickey's Big Mouth beer while I'm brewing, but whatever.
That's amazing.
Man, no, he did a great job making this hams clone. I meant to do a side-by-side last night and I didn't, or the night before, and so that might be an after show for me if I can. Whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah, whatever. 50% across the board. We're all hammered down. So our brewery, so City Union, will do those original ones. But my goal, and I think I've at least talked to Jason and Brian about this, is I really want to work with home brewers on stuff. And doing some, bring me your beer. Let's sit down and talk about it and see what we can do here. We're going to make more than you can make at home, probably. Even on our 1-barrel system, or 2-barrel system, I guess, because we have 2 1-barrel systems here. But, let's talk about it. If you're interested in brewing, if you're interested in making mead, if you're interested in distilling, come talk to me. And you're in the Kalamazoo area. I really want to work with you. I really want to figure out how we can make that work. I'm not about making shit that I like. I'm about making stuff that people want to buy, but I'm also about making weird shit that like 3 people in the world like.
You got that 7 gallon system coming soon. So yeah.
Right, exactly. That's the reason why I'm doing small systems. I'm going to keep the 1-barrel system we have even after we go to the 2-3-barrel systems, because I want to be able to make small stuff and do things in small batches and try it, see what people think. Mm-hmm. So if you're local, keepers of the craft, Kolb, whatever it is,
Club,
pick me up. Club, whatever, Club.
Oh,
Keepers has my attention more. Sorry, guys. But that's because Brian actually comes and talks to me all the time. But yeah, anybody who's interested in home brewing locally, if you want to make more, come talk to me. We'll figure something out. Awesome. We can make it happen.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I honestly think that Kalamazoo. We have 1 more bottle to go. I'm almost there.
I know.
In my
you all take so long to drink.
opinion,
I drink 2 or 3 of these at a time.
Yeah, you've been fucking tossing down the flutes like.
So the mango habanero, which we're next on to.
Do I need to roll this or anything?
Yes. Yep. Roll it, take it, whatever.
I just opened
it's not carbonated. So fucking.
Right. Hold on.
Just
Put it
blow
in
up
your
through it.
mouth, swish it around. Like
Right, switch it around, whatever you got to do. Because this is the only unfiltered product we do. So it's full of mango pulp.
You guys have a filter?
We do, yeah. We have a.
Oh yeah.
If I could take you into the room, I would show you
milky.
the filter, but we have a, I don't know, 24 or 36 filter that allows us to filter down to 0.3 micron, all the way up to about 3 micron. And so we can filter shit all the way down to yeast mitigation, all the way up to clarifying.
Yeah, that's
when you mix it, it's way different.
So yeah, like this is what I get out of the bottle after it's been mixed.
It's like drinking a hazy, right?
Yeah.
So it's now a juicy IPA.
I was looking at the top of the bottle and it was crystal clear. Yeah, now it's like So it's just there's
mango pulp.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So literally that's just mango pulp that's in the bottom. You mix it around, it fills up. If you buy this product and you don't mix it, you're not getting the flavor. So you're only getting apple at that point. You're not getting the mango.
Okay. God, I don't want to get off topic.
Mango habanero.
It's good. No, nothing.
Yours is like clear as shit, dude.
This isn't it.
He hasn't made it there yet.
Green apple. Not green apple.
Drink, Brian. Come on.
Apple, vanilla.
Everybody else,
which again tastes different than when I've had it in the meadery. It smells like a dessert. It smells like a pie. And I've never got that.
So you're on apple, cinnamon, vanilla.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
I talk about it as grandma's apple pie.
Yeah, it smells like an apple pie. And I never got that at the meadery because I've just been too distracted.
Well, and it's cold.
But it's like fantastic. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's, it's at 34 degrees or 40 degrees. So
and I chilled mine before this. It's been sitting in like a cooler. Broshet.
Hey.
Why was that ever created? Why?
I don't remember.
All right. This one's for you, Brandon.
And then he just hit the F5 button.
I wonder if he like unplugged his computer or something like that.
No, he hit back and hit F5 again.
He just kicked himself off.
Yeah. Oh, here he comes.
Welcome back, Brian. Yay.
Where's that banner? Bring that banner back.
That's the second time I've done that tonight.
Computer stuff is hard.
And I don't know why I'm in the industry. I keep slamming my hand down on my keyboard and hitting F5 and refreshing my browser.
You need to hit Drew's comment now.
Yep, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
down for the count. God damn it.
And Samantha's.
Yeah. that would actually
3 in a row, dude. Come on, tell them all.
They probably know
that would have been
the
seltzer episode. If we would have gone like one more seltzer, I think we could have seen Brian just fucking fall over in the chair.
I've
talked to his wife. Yes, that's probably true.
And I was gonna say I don't know if the details of that night are exactly public, but it was like a weird night in the Stevens Cranston household. Yeah.
Yeah. So come on, you need to hit Brandon's comment and Samantha's comment just so we have it all.
Oh, wait.
Yep. You just blacked out and Brian's
and
all right, cool. All right.
Technically, all of those are true.
Exactly.
I'm actually not even conscious right now. It's just I'm going off of habit and willpower.
The thing about this one is if you mix it, I mean it definitely he got rid of him. Damn it. So Brian, don't get rid of yourself. If you get rid of if you put this one in and you mix it correctly, it looks almost like OJ.
It does. You got good lighting there. That's one thing I gotta fucking fix too is my lighting. But
I literally have fluorescence. That's all. Now they're LED fluorescents, but still fluorescents. It's like I don't even have my like true setup because all of my green screen and real lighting shit's at home. But
it's still almost a little drier though than some of the others. Huh?
it is
I was
dry.
gonna say it's quite dry. It's pretty
It's
tart.
very dry.
It is. Yeah, the tart.
But it's and I don't know if so. Brian, have you tried it with the Mountain Dew in it?
What?
No,
I'm sorry. What?
So
No, I did that with
I've
him.
decided to like play with mixed drinks here at Valhalla, which is the kind of the tap room that we have. So I do our mango habanero, and I actually do our older mango habanero, which doesn't have any of the pulp, but has more heat in it, with mixed half and half with Mountain Dew. And then we have a blackberry ginger mead that we do now called Dark Angel that I mix with Coke. And surprisingly, sells amazingly well.
That sounds fantastic.
I say the second one sounds right. I want to ask the origin of the Mountain Dew mixture.
So I'm addicted to Mountain Dew.
Okay.
It's super good. It really is good. It's like my favorite pop.
And you know, if I'm wrong, Christianity wise, I'm fireproof. So I'm good. I gotta help. So Jason, don't shake your head at me. Because
I have to laugh, man.
Diet Mountain Dew has fire retardant in it. So anyway,
I'm like, where in the fuck is this going?
We don't have rails anymore.
so there are in Mountain Dew and Diet Mountain Dew in the States, there's a product in it that is actually a fire retardant that is not available in Diet Mountain Dew or Mountain Dew outside of the United States.
There's a surprising amount of products that have shit like that in it.
Right,
It's
exactly.
called water.
No, it's not.
Wow. First world privilege showing, Jason.
What's that?
He said first world privilege is showing.
Oh man.
Hey, can you please put up Travis's comment, Brian?
No, it's actually because I have to Google this shit. It's called brominated vegetable oil (BVO). It's actually in 10% of the sodas sold in the United States.
So if we call Brian drunk one more time, he'll be sent back to the seventh dimension of hell.
Yeah.
The good news is if he drinks Diet Mountain Dew or regular Mountain Dew, he has brominated vegetable oil in him, and he'll be fireproof.
I'm good, man. You can just fucking call me Dante.
Oh.
So again, in this case, a fairly dry mead. If you do the mix here that I do at Valhalla, with the Diet Mountain Dew, it's no longer.
You know what? When I come down, I'll try it.
Spritziness and stuff, maybe. Like
I did. I tried it at the bar with Tom. It was really good. Yep. It balances it out really well. It fits with the
and it actually,
habanero.
I think some of the spice in it.
Yeah,
normally
I agree.
Don't get.
It's like the carbonation or the sugar kind of lightens that up a little, or brightens it up. Not lightens it up.
I could actually see this just on its own being carbonated a little bit, like a killing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No.
Do you guys plan on doing any like low ABV, like carbonated meads or anything like that at any point in time?
Carbonated, maybe.
Okay.
Low ABV, yes. We're currently working on several meads that will be set up for lower ABV and sweeter. Mm-hmm. We know there are people out there who like dessert meads. The previous owner wasn't interested in that. We are. Mm-hmm. So we will be making some sweeter meads that have a lower ABV and will be kind of like, the gateway drug to real mead.
How about meads? Just because this is my own preference, so just curiosity. How about lower ABV? Because I love mead, but I also like drinking, so volume is good. But lower ABVs that are semi-sweet.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be there as well. So sweet. I currently have a apple cider that we're doing. It's a weird mix. So it's 2 kinds of apples with 1171B, 2 kinds of apples with 1118. Which the first one I stopped it at 8%. The second one I stopped at about 4%. So once we mix them together, it'll be 4 different kinds of apple cider, hard, but we'll average about 6% alcohol, and will be sweet and tart at the same time.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean that's totally how I dig it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like tartness is a priority for me in my ciders. Sweetness is like an afterthought, but I
So
do
what do
like
you think
a
of
little bit of
Tatsu
sweetness
here?
for sure. A Tatsu beer?
No, the Tatsu that we have, the mead.
Oh, I like Tatsu. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
No,
will say,
we have a plum mead here that tastes kind of like sake, called Tatsu, that's only on tap here at Valhalla.
that sounds amazing.
it
and
is. It's great. It's a
it's
little.
I love sake
tart.
too.
No, go ahead, Tom. I'm sorry. I'm fucking.
No, go ahead.
I'm drunk and I'm talking. No,
Don't let me talk.
it's got a little bit of like an astringency to it. Like it's like but not in a bad way. Like it's like a tart, dry, fruity, like dark fruit, like sort of like drink. Like I don't know. That's all I had to say.
Holy shit. So,
Can you repeat that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Can you put up Drew Doster's last comment?
Well, oh yeah, the fucking.
Right, yep. And can you
I know my name backward is Nerv.
So I have no idea how to say your name backwards.
Nerv Snippets.
Nerve snippets.
Nerve snippets. Yeah. Don't say it 3 times.
Yeah.
Why that comes up.
Don't fucking summon me to your house unless you want like to
I was
fucking,
literally looking at
bring
that. and I was
14%
like,
meat and
I
get
have
you
no idea
fucking
what that says. I
drunk.
need to put on my glasses. But it's because it was backwards. I was like, all right, cool. It's not just me. It's spelled backwards.
Oh, Byron. Exactly.
Byron.
So we have we're off topic now. We've decided that we're embracing off topic discussions on our show now.
Absolutely.
That's just who we are. So there's have you ever heard of Lord Byron?
I haven't.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's been decided by people that are outside of my control that
Isn't that
People that don't
everyone?
give a shit what you think.
yeah.
That's your Lord Byron?
That I look like him, especially when I didn't used to have a beard. Well, probably exactly when I didn't used to have it. Hold on.
I got it. I got this shit. Don't worry about it. You keep talking.
And so for like I embraced it, but like it does kind of fucking look like me, like especially when I like did not have my beard and like
I was gonna say when you didn't have the
Right. So Jason, put it up, put up the picture.
I'm getting there.
He's got to switch to his other browser that doesn't have like all the porn
Yep.
like if I didn't have my fucking like hairy face.
Well, if you didn't have the Jufro too, but whatever.
It's back when I used to just have like a little mini goatee, and like that was fucking it. Like
it's hard for me to remember those
dirt
days.
stash, yeah.
The dirt stash.
Well, let me see if I can find it. Where is Connie when I need her?
We can find some for sure.
Oh my god, yeah.
I've seen those.
Tom, my mom used to come on our like live streams and just like fucking like link pictures of me like as a child and shit. Like we would
doesn't do that to me.
We would occasionally do like after shows,
Yeah,
and like Zoom calls and stuff, and she would just like show up and be like, "Hi, I'm Brian's mom." Like, and I mean, I love my mom; she's great.
It was beautiful. I mean, Even I can go back on Facebook and find you with the frosted tips. That's pretty fantastic.
Oh yeah, I've seen
the
I've
'90s
seen that
party.
picture.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was from a
Samantha.
'90s part. That wasn't actually. That was from a '90s party, like a couple.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
no,
right.
That's 2006.
No, that's not even frosted tips, dude.
No, that was just somebody sharing that to me
for comparison.
Right.
To,
Yeah.
who the fuck? Oh,
I was gonna say,
Brandon?
how many people do you have sharing Brian's stuff to you?
You guys don't need to worry about this shit. Let's see. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's the frosted tips.
But that was a '90s party. That was only a couple of years ago, and that was rayon.
It doesn't matter. You used to look like that.
It's like, dude, that kind of looks like Lord Byron.
But yeah. Find one that looks like Lord Byron, I guess.
I'm just streaming your fucking Facebook photo page. Thanks for that.
Good Lord.
What a douche.
Oh, wow. I don't think I've seen that one before.
I don't know how the hell we got on this, but it's fun.
Shayna,
I'm enjoying it.
What have you done? You haven't shown me that one.
Okay.
I hope she's asleep.
Oh, jeez.
Okay,
Hold on.
Hold on.
Side by side.
God damn it.
Side by side with Lord Byron.
Oh, man. Where are my computer skills? Oh, they need to be looking at each
other. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. That's pretty fucking amazing.
So Travis Ross, came up with that shit. So I've been Byron in certain circles ever since. Thanks,
Makes
Travis.
sense. I don't know that I'll ever call you anything else ever again.
Nope.
Here's
about half the people in our friend circle don't. So yeah.
I used to.
Shout out again to Ripjaw Media. They're sitting there at their computers editing this shit up for it right now. No, the watermelon on the.
If that is from Travis, that's amazing. Oh my God, that's
Travis
fucking amazing.
Yes.
If somebody just did that on the fly, that's amazing. I don't.
Yes.
So if you're wondering why I grew up my beard,
right?
No,
that's okay. All the pictures are from the '80s, so Samantha said that was me, Samantha Ross.
It was.
Yep. Nice. Good going, Samantha.
Used to do all sorts of fun shit.
The good news is, like, all the pictures of me from, like, because I'm old, from the like early '80s through the mid '80s when I had a mulet, which you all would call a mullet, but I wanted to be French, don't really exist. So unless my wife's posted them. And most of the early ones she doesn't have when I had like two-tone mullets.
Is that a thing? 2-ton? Is that what you said? 2-tone or 2-ton? Because there's a big difference between those. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I get tone. I get tone.
Yeah. So blonde on top, brown on the sides, and then a really long braid of like blonde down the front. Yeah.
What was that, man? Yeah, that was like, wasn't it like one of the country stars that had something like that, like Randy Travis or something?
I was in a rock band in the '80s and played bass, and so I
play bass.
Yeah, so you're not a musician either. Cool.
Oh, you're a guest, so I won't insult you. But
I'm so glad Travis and Sam are on the show for that. Yeah.
There's a reason why I ended up spending 30 years of my career as a monitor engineer and not as a bass player.
Yeah, you're an audio engineer kind of by trade, right?
I am, yeah. I'm an audio engineer and set designer by trade. Yep.
I guess that's just out of curiosity, since what's your rig of choice? What do you like?
What?
For bass.
So Guild Harkey.
Yep.
And a 1967 Fender Jazz.
Oh man, that's real close. I mean, I don't have the time frames, but that's real close to I have. I got a Heart Key head and jazz American jazz bass special.
Yep. So I have a like a 70 Guild Heart Key and a 67 Fender Jazz.
Ugh, that's beautiful.
Yep.
All right.
That I bought for ridiculously cheap.
You got it back in the day, or
yeah, I got it in the 90s. So I bought a 67 Fender Jazz in the 90s for $150.
Oh, wow. $150. Holy shit.
Sorry, we got talking music.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Jason covered me up. I was like, oh shit, I spilled on my
so
keyboard.
my bass cab and everything's sitting in this cabinet behind me. So that's where I have it. Got my head down below the cabinet underneath it. And
yeah, I can't do that. I have 810s.
Oh,
in my Heart Key. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a huge rig. No, this is just 410s. So
I might be hitting my space bar while I'm trying to wipe the meat off of my keyboard.
I have no idea.
So,
you should be dropping meat on your keyboard.
it's not what it looks like. Oh, there goes Brian.
Shit, he hit F5 again? God damn it. 3 times in one episode?
In a game of Where the Byron Go.
No, it's actually just fun to remove him from stream.
I think that was me again. Hold on. No, it's an excuse to buy a new keyboard, I guess, maybe.
So where did the topic go again? So just so you guys know, I spent 30 years in the entertainment industry.
Okay. Yeah. Fucking go for it.
I toured with bands. I designed sets for movies and television shows, and then decided, fuck it, I'll start brewing. I brewed when I was at home, when I was off the road. So I would sit at home and brew because I was, like 3 months without a gig, and nobody would hire me. So I started doing that. And then when I moved to Michigan 15 years ago, I started an AV company and did a lot of breweries up in the Grand Rapids area where my wife is from, and designed all their AV systems. And they would call me and say, hey, you want to come in while I'm brewing this? And I just learned the gig from the bigger scheme of things rather than just home brewing.
Well, that's cool.
Yep. Brandon's right. You better get a good mechanical keyboard.
Yep.
Although it will keep your wife up because it's fucking loud as shit.
I'll get some browns or something less clacky.
I was like, yeah, they don't. I got the keyboard I just picked up's got reds in it, and it's like I don't know how much of that you can hear.
No, not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm fucking slamming on it. I think I have the same keyboard Travis Ross does, and he got the what is it, the blues or whatever that are super tactile, so his have a lot more click. But,
I just poured more strange.
I just realized I'm doing all this shit. I'm engaging with people and things like that. And my mechanical keyboard is right under the microphone. So I don't know if all my shit's coming through. But
no, not hearing
it's a mechanical keyboard.
What's that?
You may think it's a mechanical keyboard, but if it's not making a ton of noise, it's probably not.
Oh, no, it's a mechanical keyboard. I paid a lot for these Cherry MX red switches.
Yeah, if they're reds, they're not going to be as loud. I think it's the blues that are super loud.
Now I can hear that louder in order to be heard.
It's not super awful though. It kind of sounds watery almost.
Sounds beautiful. All right, Brian, chug a mead.
Yeah, no, I'm done. I actually poured
done?
my 6th. Yeah, I poured more strange.
That's not done, dude. This is done.
There you go.
Oh, but this is my 6th. This is more strange.
Dude,
I went back for some green apple.
The last of my BBA.
All right. We'll get there.
All right. And we are an hour 34 into this podcast.
I know. Yeah. We usually run anywhere from between like an hour to an hour, like 30, hour 35, 40, whatever. So like,
I'm used to this. So
yeah.
You go back. What was seltzer? We got shit faced in seltzers and lasted a lot. Well, it felt like forever and ever.
Right. It was only an hour 20. I watched it.
Well, we are out of mead.
14 minutes longer than that.
Out of mead to try anyway.
Out-ish.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless Brian's going to sit here and pound these the recipes.
I'll drive you guys dessert meads. We'll do like a dessert mead episode.
I still have your I think it's your Balaton.
Yeah.
I still got ones. I was gonna say earlier, I still have one of your old bottles of maple wine.
Oh my God, you have the last one that exists then.
Yeah.
Bring it in from Jordan. Bring it in so I can taste it.
All right.
Yeah. Cool.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Bring it in.
Yeah.
Like this is Brian making alcohol in the first year of his like hobby.
That's okay.
I mean, it's what, 4 or 5 years old now?
No nutrients added.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, but it's good to hear, like, to taste what other people are making.
Not back sweetened.
I can't make stuff better than that if I don't know what other people are making.
That's fair.
No, I recall. I mean, I liked whatever you made enough to make my own, and I've still got 8, 10 wine bottles full of maple wine in my basement as well. Like I said,
what are you drinking?
What's that?
I was like, hold up.
Jason's drinking a can of something.
Yeah.
I just went off topic myself. And,
did you crack a Hams?
No, that's something
I
from
wish.
Ferndale.
Eastern Market Company. Hold on.
Is that the Skittles?
Watermelon Jolly Rancher.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah. Too bright. Light's too bright.
Sour or not?
Sour seltzer.
Fuck that. I've literally never had a seltzer.
Oh, man, I love them.
I've
got one brewing right now.
Like, I can make them. I just don't know how to start.
They actually put watermelon Jolly Ranchers in these.
Really?
So they actually used the candy. They made a hard seltzer base and then added watermelon Jolly Ranchers.
That's an amazing idea.
It tastes fantastic. When I was my very first year at Homebrew Fest, I met a guy. I had made this watermelon beer and I juiced like 11 watermelons. And I made it, purely from watermelon juice. It skyrocketed like 13-14%. It was pretty fucking rough to drink. But it was just my inexperience. But I went to Homebrew Fest. I met this guy. I tried this watermelon wheat that he brewed. It was amazing. And I got all excited to talk to him. And I'm like, how did you do this watermelon? Like, I just did all of this, went through all this hell, and it made this shitty beer. And he's like, watermelon Jolly Ranchers. Yeah. I brewed a wheat beer and I threw a bag of watermelon Jolly Ranchers in it. And I'm like, holy shit. And then here they did it with a seltzer. And it's fantastic.
So the thing is, if you want to make banana flavored shit, right? Get the banana flavored Taffy Laffy.
Laffy Taffy runs.
Laffy Taffy. Yeah. Because that shit tastes like what bananas used to taste like in the US.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It did. So fun thing from my college years, I made banana flavoring from lemon peel. Chemistry class. Yep.
Right after you dropped that acid, right?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, technically, I think it was an acid. I mean,
so Laffy Taffy banana is actually the taste of the original banana flavor that was huge in the States before Panama disease hit them all. It killed the banana crops. And then we ended up with Cavendish bananas.
I was gonna say, doesn't that happen like every like 50 years or something like that, where they end up having an issue with the banana crops, and we end up getting different genuses of bananas?
Somewhat. The good news is, like, so the guys who originally did the Cavendish, which is the kind of like the banana we have today, they have the original genus of the original banana we had here in the States, which made everybody super happy, which is what Laffy Taffy tastes like. So they have repropagated that in Miami. but with enough Cavendish that it doesn't get the Panama disease.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cool.
So that is now available to the quote unquote general public. You have to actually order it from Miami, but I'm actually ordering a bunch of that mashed so that I can add it to a mead, so that you'll have a happy taffy taste, which is the original banana taste mead.
I would say so. Brian and I had to mule some homebrew around the state yesterday for a club competition that we helped organize.
Yep.
And we stopped over at Ferndale Market or Ferndale Project Eastern Market, whatever. And while we were there, we picked up some, and I bought a couple of these seltzers, and there's another one I have called the Skittles seltzer, and they thought that they were out, and then they found a case, and they gave me one, and then the guy at the table next to us bought the rest of it, right? And I get it now. Like this is really. Did you get any of that, Brian? Did you buy a Skittles?
I actually think that I got a can or two. They didn't sell all of it. Yeah.
That guy. I mean, it's
is
good.
it? Is it really?
I mean, I haven't tried the Skittles, but the watermelon is very good.
I've got a, like I said, I've got a seltzer going right now that has yet to have flavoring put in it. So
throw a handful of Jolly Ranchers in there, man.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah. I mean, it's seltzer. Fuck it. Why not?
Okay.
Right. Exactly.
It cost me like $8 to make or something.
Right. It's alcoholic seltzer, so whatever. Yep.
All right, Tom. What's in your glass right now?
My glass?
Yeah.
Oh,
I got more of the strange.
Yeah,
dude, I did more strange too.
So I have to save some for my wife because I mean it's something that's going to be up her alley. But that and the apple one.
Hold on.
Oh,
so
is that Holy Grail?
It is Holy Grail.
Holy Grail is one of my favorites. Yeah, and I can't wait till that's for sale.
So this is a raspberry mead that we've started making since I came on board. So it's raspberry apple mead. It's actually what's in the bottle that I showed you earlier. This one. And Brian, what do you think?
I usually order that first or second every time I come in.
Yeah.
So
it's it's sweet. It's 14%. It's barrel aged. So it's probably in my top 3.
Yeah.
My number 1 is our blackberry ginger.
That's so strange.
Dark Angel.
Oh shit, yeah. I love Dark Angel too.
So Dark Angel is by far my favorite. And then number 2 would be for me the blackberry or the apple cinnamon vanilla that is now mulled. So the mulled wine. That'll be available December 6th for Krampus Nacht.
Yeah, that shit's super dangerous.
Yeah, and then Holy Grail is my 3rd.
Yeah.
So Holy Grail would have been my 2nd until I made this new shit.
How you feeling, Tom?
Like the Holy Grail is really fucking good.
Yeah.
I mean,
bring
with a
that
name
with
like
you?
Holy Grail.
I
said with a name like Holy Grail.
Right. Yeah. So it's in a raspberry apple mead, barrel aged, and it's super sweet. Not cloyingly sweet, but good. Loki is a blueberry cherry, which is one of the new ones we've made, and it's. I don't know, how do you explain it, Brian? It's like it starts sweet and finishes dry.
Yeah. It's I think of it as a more dry and wood forward Holy Grail.
Okay.
That's how I think of it as.
Okay. So you're a sweet person then.
Oh.
A little more smoke.
I can. So I can
you have a
appreciate.
sweet palate.
Yeah, I can appreciate dry things, and
Right.
and I do like them. It's just, yeah, my palate does gravitate towards sweet stuff more. But on a certain scale, it has to be balanced. It can't be
Right.
like, oh,
Oh,
God. Yeah,
right, yeah.
I can't just eat like a spoonful of sugar and be happy with
Right.
it. Yeah.
And I'm okay with like cloying if it's a dessert mead. Okay, so if it's a dessert mead and that's what it's meant for, to sip 3 or 4 ounces at the end of a meal.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
okay.
yeah, absolutely.
We haven't made
Rick
that yet,
is good.
but it's on our radar to make. So Loki is a blueberry cherry, but it starts, depending on your palate, sweet and finishes dry, or it starts dry and finishes sweet.
Yeah, I'm a sweet to dry.
It's a weird product.
Yeah.
And that's why we named it Loki, because it's kind of the trickster of a mead.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, I
Like
get that.
Loki is the trickster of a god. So it either starts sweet and finishes dry, or starts dry and finishes sweet.
Would you just chug?
What?
Would you just chug?
That's the end of the Holy
I
Grail.
was gonna say that was the last of the Holy
shit.
Grail.
God damn.
It's not chugging. That's just drinking the
Catch
end
up,
of
Brian.
I guess when you have like a flute, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I can't say much. I've been, drinking little guys all night.
Well, I don't know, man. I'm out of like questions for you, Tom, and like.
Right, and we're at almost 2 hours. So
Yeah. Jason, Jordan, you guys good?
No, I think we're good. I think it's got to go before
Jason,
Before Jason goes.
20 minutes ago.
I've been following Chad just to make sure like we're not missing anything, but guys, please, if you're in Kalamazoo, once this 3-week moratorium is over, hopefully that's all it is. If it's longer, it's fine. I want us to be healthy.
Right. Yeah.
As soon as it's safe, fucking come visit Valhalla. Well, you guys are doing like growler fills and shit.
Yep.
Yeah,
Valhalla's doing growler fills and bottle sales at this point. So anybody can call my personal number. So it's my personal cell at 616-318-9203. And that'll actually come to my cell phone, and I will prepare it for you and have it ready when you arrive.
The prices are like beyond reasonable. You guys, if you live in Kalamazoo, they have a mug club membership. It's like $100 a year. You get 9-ounce pours instead of 5-ounce pours, and like $1 off of those, as it is too, and a shirt and a mug. Right?
And a lap dance from Brian.
Dude, I'll fucking flat my dick in front of you. Like, if that's what you want, like, whatever.
Oh, man, you put it in such poetic terms.
Yeah,
like, that's
just like a.
How can we not sell out now?
Right on. So,
wow. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
For being willing to do that, so I don't have to.
So on that, next week, folks, we're probably going to have a style episode. Maybe something else. I don't know, but if it's a style, it'll most likely be a holiday themed beer. We're still working out the details on that. November 30th. Shut up, Brian. November 30th, we'll have Lance from Omega Yeast on. We're going to get our science on and talk all about yeast and what the Omega story has been.
So, Jason, let me interrupt because I can. I'm on this episode. I fucking love Omega Yeast.
Yeah,
and we're going to start using a bunch of their shit in what we do.
Cool,
nice.
Because they're interested in what we do and creating strains for us. So,
yeah,
they got a lot of
those guys are amazing.
I don't want to spoil much, but after we did have a quick meeting with him and with our homebrew club, and after meeting with Lance, like, I'm a lot more of a fan of Omega than I was before, so I'll be using their stuff quite a bit.
Not that I wasn't, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's just a fucking cool dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really into like the science of it and like creating new things. So
Yep.
yeah.
He's
yeah,
actually
like,
been here in our brewery and sat down and talked about what do we need to make for you specifically. So
Cool. Damn, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can't wait to have them on. Like I said, November 30th, that'll be Omega. And then I'm actually we are talking right now with Drew Jacobs to set up our.
We are, aren't we? Oh, look at that.
We are. Don't pay too much attention to it though. But yeah, so remember to smash that motherfucking like button and everybody hold your breath. Remember, because I don't have any audio on the outro. Bye.
Tom, don't leave yet. We didn't
So
come.
Brandon says,
Leave yet.
oh no, even Thomas are slurring. Fuck you, Brandon. Whatever.
Outro.
It's fine. It's a bro.